Alright, week 3 of the NFL season is upon us, boys and girls. Tomorrow night. Start us off tomorrow night. We have the Rams going to San Francisco. San Francisco didn't look too bad last week against Seattle.
Yeah, surprised a lot of people, I believe.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that close of a game. Seattle pulled it out, but I don't know. I just feel the Rams' offense is better than Seattle's. The Rams will put up points. Their defense is playing pretty good. I'm gonna go with the Rams week 3 start off game Thursday night to get the win.
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams. Todd Gurley and company just too good for that San Fran defense. I mean, the Niners aren't as good as what they have been in the history of the NFL. I think they're in a rebuilding stage. Give them about 3 or 4 years, they'll be good. That D-line that they have is pretty good, though. But I think Todd Gurley with that offensive line and everything, and the Rams' defense is probably top 10 in the NFL, I'd say. So I'm going Rams.
Early Sunday morning game overseas. We have Baltimore against Jacksonville. Jacksonville does this every year. Baltimore doesn't. I don't know if Baltimore can adjust in time. I think I'm gonna lean with Jacksonville, even though Baltimore's defense is insanely good. I don't know if their offense can get going. I feel like Jacksonville can get close to where Fournette can punch it in. I'm gonna go with Jacksonville.
I'm very high on the Ravens this year. I think that division they can probably end up winning with that defense that they have. C.J. Mosley, Eric Weddle. They're very, very good defense, top 1 or 2 in the NFL, I'd say. I think they, even despite that the Jaguars have more experience in London, I'm going with the Ravens. And, I mean, it could come down to a Justin Tucker field goal. I mean, both defenses are pretty good, but I'm going with the Ravens in this one. I think Blake Bortles is just going to have more turnovers than Flacco.
Yeah. Broncos at Bills. I don't know if this one even really needs to be talked about. We all saw what Denver did last week to Dallas and what they did to Zeke Elliott. Who shouldn't even be playing right now. Probably should have took the suspension after what happened last week. I think Denver wins this game pretty easy.
Yeah, I'm taking... I was very wrong on the Broncos the first 2 weeks, saying that I pretty much gave up on them with a rookie head coach and that defense was not as good as what they would be, but I was 100% wrong. After last week, seeing them just manhandle Dallas, and that defense shutting Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott down.
Yeah.
I mean, 8 yards on 9 carries, that's just unheard of. To Zeke Elliott, I'm taking the Broncos, and I was 100% wrong in them. 100%.
Pittsburgh travels to Chicago. I just don't think Chicago has enough in them to win this game. The Steelers' offense finally kind of gets everything going like it should be. Pittsburgh's defense is good. Better than Chicago's offense is. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh.
I thought the Bears would be better than everybody thought after week 1. I took them as an upset last week. That was bad. Very bad. I'm taking the Steelers and the Killer Bees in this one by a large margin, I think.
The Aints at the Panthers. God, the Saints defense is
garbage.
Yeah, I don't even know what word I want to use. It's
flaming trash.
That being said, Carolina doesn't really look that good either. But Carolina's defense is better than the Saints' offense. Carolina's offense is better than the Saints' defense. Cam Newton and co. win one for Greg Olsen.
Yeah, I'm not big on either team. The Saints' defense, as we said, is flaming garbage. Actually,
they're bad.
And Cam Cam Newton, I mean, they'll be 3-0 after this week after playing the Aints. But they have benefited on the easiest schedule that I've ever seen in the NFL in the first 3 weeks. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Pretty cake.
Yeah. So, I mean.
Panthers.
The second half of the season, Panthers will get manhandled by the Falcons and whoever else they play.
Yeah, so Atlanta twice.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Tampa Bay at Minnesota. Boy, after that showing last week against Pittsburgh, you could tell Minnesota's offense was off. Obviously, when their starting quarterback goes out, your offense takes a hit. But their defense did look good. Nothing really looked good for Minnesota in that game. I like Tampa Bay's offense right now quite a bit. So I'm going to go with Tampa Bay on the road to get the win.
Yeah. I thought the Vikings would put up a better fight just because of their defense, even with... I took them as an upset last week. With Sam Bradford in there, I don't even think they come closer. Maybe a little bit. Maybe they score 14 points in that game. But, I'm taking the Buccaneers in this one, too. I think that Jameis will shred that defense up like Big Ben did, and Mike Evans. He's very, very good.
Week.
Yeah, so I'm taking Tampa Bay, even on the road in this one.
Browns at Colts. Boy.
The Browns' defense is getting better than what they have been the last couple of years.
Colts looked meh.
They look better than the Division III college football team than they did in Week 1.
True.
I think it surprised a lot of people that they put up the fight they did.
Yeah.
They were at home, and Arizona looked horrible.
Yeah, they did.
So I'm taking Browns.
Yeah, I'm going to go Cleveland as well. Yeah, Isaiah Crowell's been running pretty well. Deshaun Kaiser seems to have the offense moving at a pretty good pace. So
Kevin Hogan even came in last week and looked decent.
True. He did. Minus is an exception.
Yeah.
Everybody has him. What do you do?
Smoking Jay and the Dolphins are in.
He did not have one last week, however.
They're playing the Jets, and the Jets are the worst team in football.
Yeah, they're awful.
Yeah.
I feel like they're trying to be the worst team. They look like an NBA team tanking. It's just not fun. Dolphins win.
Yeah, Dolphins win. Jay Cutler goes off. Big week.
Houston rolls into New England, and they roll out with an L. New England wins this game. I don't foresee it really being close.
Yeah, neither do I. I think that Tom Brady will pick them apart just as bad as he did the Saints last week. Pretty easy win for New England.
Yeah. Atlanta at Detroit. I like what I see from Detroit's offense right now. I like what I see from the defense. Obviously, I got to see Atlanta up close and personal last week. Atlanta's much better indoors on turf than they are outdoors in grass. This game's indoor on turf. I think Atlanta goes into Detroit. Close game. Very close game, but Atlanta pulls it out.
Yeah, I'm very high on the Lions as well. I think even special teams is clicking at this point for them. But they do fall off at the end of the year, every year. But I think it could be a potential wild card. I think it will be very hard for them to beat Aaron Rodgers and the Packers in that division. I'm taking the Falcons in this game, but I could see it going either way. It's going to be a close game, I feel, maybe even overtime. But I'm taking Matt Ryan and Hot Atlanta in this one.
Giants and the Eagles. The Giants' offense is... What's the word I want to use here? Just, like my father, non-existent. But their offense is bad. It's really, really bad. Eagles win pretty easy.
Yeah, I think the Eagles. Carson Wentz is just looks like an animal on field. I mean, he breaks away from tackles. Almost every time he gets hit, he's breaking away from one. I think Nelson Aguilar, big week against that lousy Giants secondary. Same with Alshon Jeffrey, I feel, and Zach Ertz maybe.
My nut Zach Ertz.
It might be a lot after he's catching all these balls.
Yeah, no shit.
So I'm taking the Eagles at home opener for them this year.
Home opener.
So yeah.
The Seahawks and the Titans. Seahawks offense looks just not together at all. Their defense is still very good. However, their offense in this game is going to make their defense be on the field way too long. Tennessee at some point will start to take advantage of it. Titans win.
I think I give up on the Seahawks. I mean, I tried giving up on the Broncos. It didn't do me well, but I think this one will
bite you.
I think this one will do me well because I think the Seahawks defense is getting older now. They don't have a running back that they can hand off to when Russell Wilson is struggling like he has been early this year. I mean, when you struggle to beat the 49ers, then they're not that good.
Yeah.
But I'm taking Marcus Mariota, Derrick Henry, DeMarco Murray. They're just running all over this defense. I think this week I'm taking the Titans.
Chiefs and the Chargers. Young Ho isn't going to have a chance to win the game this week because Kansas City goes in and just takes care of business pretty easy. So, Young Ho, don't worry about missing a field goal to lose this one. He ain't going to have a chance.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are up here and the rest of the NFL is down here. It's crazy what they're doing right now. I mean, last week's game was pretty close. They won it on an Eagles missed Hail Mary at the end of the game. But I think they go into the Chargers' tiny stadium and just manhandle them and steamroll it. Might even fall down after the butt whooping they give the Chargers this week.
Cincinnati at Green Bay. Bengals haven't scored a touchdown yet this year. Green Bay should be getting back everybody that got hurt. I'm going to go with Rodgers in the pack to get clicking pretty big on offense this week, and Green Bay goes 2-1. Just gets the win.
Yeah, I think the only team that is worse than Cincinnati this year is the Jets. I think you just revamp this team, get rid of Dalton, everybody on the team.
Blow it up.
Marvin Lewis, he should have been gone after last week. After you don't score a touchdown in 2 weeks, you deserve to be fired. So I'm going Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, no question in this one.
The Raiders and the Redskins. Boy. Cousins looks like a guy that wants a big contract but can't have a decent game. The Redskins offense just does not look in sync whatsoever. And the Raiders offense looks like the kids that go to the backyard football games and hustle kids out of money in tournaments. The quarterback play with Derek Carr right now is phenomenal. Marshawn Lynch is truly embracing beast mode this year. Has that sideline going crazy. The Raiders, I think, are just too much for Washington to overcome. Raiders get the win.
Yeah, as a Redskin fan, I will have to say I'm pretty scared for this game. I kind of feel like it'll be like the Monday night opener against the Steelers last year where we might get ran out of D.C. I think Derek Carr passes all over. I mean, whoever Norman takes, either it's Crabtree or Cooper, the other one's going to have a big day on Breeland, I feel. I mean, we're going to need... Sue Cravens is out the whole year for us because he decides he might want to retire, and don't even get me started on that situation. I don't know.
Okay.
So DJ Swearinger is going to need to have a big game. I just don't see our defense being able to stop the powerful Raiders offense, and I don't see our offense getting a start on Khalil Mack and company, so I just think it's a horrible day for the Redskins.
And to finish off Week 3, Cowboys and Cardinals. I don't think Zeke's going to be held to 8 rushing yards this week. Dallas. That's it. It's Dallas.
After almost getting beat by the Colts, having to go to overtime with them. The Cardinals might want to revamp too. I mean, Carson Palmer's what, 45 maybe?
Yeah, he's old.
He's 38, I think.
Yeah, but he's still old.
He's
for football.
old, yeah. I mean, and no David Johnson, so I think Zeke is just gonna go off, just run all over him. Dak is gonna do Dak. I don't think he's very impressive, but I mean, he's a Cowboy, so
What do you do?
yeah. So I take Cowboys in this one too, even though they got manhandled by Denver last week. That nobody saw coming.
No, that
Besides every Bronco fan probably claimed they saw it coming, but
True.
I don't even think they saw it coming.
rookie breakout performance this week. I think Dalvin Cook for Minnesota has a big game. I don't think it's big enough. I still think Tampa Bay wins the game, but I think Dalvin Cook puts up some.
Do you think he
pretty
gets in
big
the end
numbers.
zone?
I think he gets in the end zone twice.
Okay. I'm going with Christian McCaffrey. With Carolina facing
The Aints.
the Aints,
Isn't
yeah,
Yeah.
the Saints. Them facing the Saints, I think a nice little check down on those cover zero blitzes that the Saints like to run. So I think he's all over the place this week.
Offensive player. Carson Wentz. Big game against the Giants. Gonna use his feet a little bit this week too.
He's faster than I thought he was.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
he's big, tough to take down. Gonna extend some plays, gonna make some plays. Use his feet, have a couple deep balls, and Carson Wentz is a pretty big fantasy week.
I'm going with, this guy has a big week every week, but I think he's going to have a huge week this week against the Bears. I'm going Antonio Brown lining up. He can line up anywhere. If you want him in the slot, he'll kill you in the slot all day. If you want him outside, he'll kill you in the outside all day. I think he goes off against the Bears.
Defense of the week, I'm going to go with the Chiefs against the Chargers. I don't even know if the Chargers will score, to be honest. Kansas City, Eric Berry and co.
Eric Berry's out all year.
They're playing for Eric Berry, bro.
I feel you.
He's there
Yeah,
in heart.
I got you.
KC. That defense is going to roll.
I got Miami against the Jets. The Jets. You got Miami against the Jets. I think they're a Ndamukong Suh company. That line will just be all over McCown all day. So
My kicker of the week this week is actually a punter. If Oakland does have to punt, King is the man.
yeah, he can.
He is a G.
He might be the next Hall of Fame punter. Not gonna lie.
He might be the first punter to run for like 5 touchdowns in his career, dude. If that guy's on the field, I don't even know if I feel safe with him punting
True.
from his own goal line.
Yeah, he's got a leg on him.
King.
I'm going, if the Lions can pull up, which I think it's going to be a close game, but people are saying that it might not be. I think if they pull this one off, it's Matt Prater and the Lions. Overtime, I just think, and that man he's just so confident in his leg. When you bounce one off the crossbar and it goes in, you're
Kobe.
a kicker. So I'm going Matt Prater.